Okay folks, a bit of nostalgia with this. When I was young, let's see how we go with it. When I was in my 20s, I think, early 20s maybe, this brings back memories of a coffee shop and something they used to put on the side of your coffee, like a biscuit. Let's see how we go with this. It was an unwanted biscuit. I had my reasons why I didn't like it. Why this coffee shop, I didn't want them to give me the biscuit. Okay, let's see what this is. It is a Tiny Teddy wrapper. This is the Tiny Teddy known as Grumpy. And yeah, I used to hate getting Tiny Teddies. This is what we had on the side of our coffee cup. Tiny Teddy. I fucking hated Tiny Teddies. And I still don't like them. And there used to be one that looked just, I think it was Grumpy, that I didn't like because he looked sad. And I felt sad about my own life. Like these biscuits reminded me, I guess, of my own fearful mortality, the fear of death, the fear of what happens when you die. And I felt like I was a biscuit to be eaten, to be fucked up, to die, to be killed, miserable forever. And I guess I just didn't like being reminded of my own mortality, so I didn't want to have a Tiny Teddy. I didn't want the one with the grumpy or the sad look on its face because I was really depressed and I didn't like it. It's come up really quite nice. You can see the printer's dots really up close there. But yeah, I think it was Grumpy that I didn't want. I thought there was a sad one, but I think the closest one to being a sad Tiny Teddy was indeed Grumpy. And I didn't like it, so I used to ask not to have them. So I just didn't like Tiny Teddies. I didn't like the cuteness of them, especially the one with the sad look on its face. And I think that was Grumpy, if I'm correct. Yeah, that colour looks better. The yellow makes it look a lot nicer. I think we're going to enlarge this section here and make it into a mirror. But yeah, Grumpy. I think that was the Tiny Teddy that I was offended by in particular, Grumpy. So his name was Grumpy. This user interface is giving me a bit of a hassle today. It's a really nuisance. I just don't like sweet things, or I don't like food in general having a face or a personality. I just would rather food be just food and not anything else. I really hate the way these marketers think that children in particular like to have a face on their fucking biscuits or fucking, I really hate that fucktardery. I do, folks, I really do. I don't like it. It's not funny. It's really bad taste when you think about it, folks. When marketing people start putting fucking faces and personalities to food items, really, even without that sadness that I had, that sadness that disappeared back on July the 5th, 2011. That's when my life was put back on track. And I was really afraid of dying and death and all that sort of shit. I wasn't ready to go. And I was freed from that, but I still have other chains to break. I've had to break a lot of chains, and I'm still trying to break them, like the song by the Human League called Breaking the Chains. Look it up on YouTube. It's a really good song. It's really encouraging. And that's kind of looking really quite interesting. I do think I've got to move it across. Break the... Oh, I can't sing very well, folks. I've got to keep breaking those chains, and I've got to keep breaking them, folks. I can't stop breaking them. I've got to keep going over and over and over, because there's a lot of chains in life that I have to break because of what happened when I was young. The fear of death had left a lingering legacy in my life, including not being able to marry, not marrying my friend Luigi. And I'm trying to get on the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 in order to put my past behind me and forge a bright future. And I get really lonely without Luigi, and it really hurts my feelings that I can't get in touch with him. I guess I do feel kind of grumpy, I suppose. Not being with my partner, not being with my friend, my soulmate. I do wonder which way we're going to put this. Maybe I can do the face. But I really miss Luigi, and I really need to get in touch with him. So I'm trying to leverage the 6 o'clock news on Channel 9 in order to do that. And it's really proving to be really difficult for me, folks, to try and get my work recognised also as an artist. I'm trying to get recognised as an artist, as well as trying to put the past behind me. And it looks like this is not going to fit. I can't fucking fit it in. It's going to make me fucking grumpy, to say the least. I might have to use... I don't know what to do with this one, folks. I might turn it into a movement piece. Fuck it, folks. I hate still pieces when they don't do anything useful. And this does look like something that may not work terribly well as a still piece. So I'm going to make it a movement piece. But yeah, never been a fan of personified food. Even before that fear of death that gripped me back in 1989, I still hated food having personalities and feelings, or appearing to, because of people's stupid dumb marketing. Maybe we can cut it there. I was hoping to show that bit there, but I don't like too much of that. But yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with my partner Luigi, and I'm really missing him, and I really need to get in touch, and it really hurts to be away from him, and the fear of death separated us. I had so much potential, I had so much going for me, and yet I just didn't allow myself to be myself. I couldn't be myself. I just couldn't believe in myself, and I now regret not believing in myself, not believing in who I was, that I was the way that I was meant to be, but I instead took the wrong path and fucked up. I tried to correct what I thought had to be corrected, but I corrected exactly the wrong things. I should have been happy just to be a photocopier artist, not fucking expect myself to be a technician when I wasn't a technician, at least not then. So I tried to be some heaps of things that I wasn't, and I just fucked my life up and his life, and I just never was too fired. Now I've got to try and get my photocopier art on the 6 o'clock news. I'm also found out years later that I had disabilities. But I actually knew I had disabilities as early as 1990. But I didn't think they had such a profound effect on that they would have such a profound effect on work performance. And it's just after years of working and wondering why I couldn't do very well, I eventually came to the conclusion, and I have a diagnosis. I can't talk about this diagnosis because it carries with it stigma, and stigma's not good. I'm not willing to allow myself to be stigmatised by what I have. I know I shouldn't consider myself stigmatised in this world where everything's supposedly becoming more equal. Basically, I still don't consider it a good idea for me to disclose what I've got. I do have other undiagnosed disabilities that I can talk about, like having a cord wrap around my neck and coming out breech, which affected my brain, gave me brain damage. I couldn't learn, I couldn't study or any of that sort of shit very well. And it's getting worse now that I'm getting old. And basically also believe I have high functioning autism, which I believe gives me the ability to be really good at photocopier art and focus on this campaign. So there are some disabilities, not all of them are bad. So yeah, I can just see the word, a bee, just there just there, folks, in some of the writing from this piece of shit. Just going to line these up. This is one of the mirror images I just did. Just trying to line it up. Yeah, there you go. Grumpy Tiny Teddy reimagined.